Well, welcome back to the allotment. Well, not actually quite to the allotment at the moment. It's August 2010. We're actually in Bilkey Community Farm in Gateshead today, and the reason why we've come here is because of what's behind us. It's the beehives, and today we've been on a beekeeping course because one of our plans for next year is to get bees, and today we've been learning all about how to keep them.
As soon as you get the sun in
Well, also as soon as you
You see how they're going to
Well, this year we've been growing cauliflowers. It's the first time in 2 years that we've tried to grow them. Last year we didn't bother. The year before that we grew them, but they were rather miserable. But this year we've had a really good crop from them, and we've had some great produce, big heavy hearts and flowers to them, and we're very pleased with the crop. One of the things we've been growing this year in big bags like this is potatoes, and we've just been cropping 2 of the potato bags, and we've got this amount of Mayan Gold potatoes. These are quite small, and they're a salad potato. But what it means is that we've now, having emptied the two bags there, we can put the compost that we have into these bags here. Now these were planted about 6 weeks ago, and these are potatoes that were growing specifically for Christmas. But obviously as they grow up, we've got to bank up the earth in them, so it's an ideal time to crop the other potatoes and use the compost that's left over from them to go into these potato bags here. But hopefully at Christmas time we'll have a fresh supply of potatoes. Well, where would an allotment be without rhubarb? We've been using it to make jams and to make chutneys. Well, it's now mid-August, and today we've been having a bit of a harvesting day and a bit of a thinning day as well, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. Now, one of the crops that we've harvested today are the garlic. Now, last month you might have seen that I was a bit concerned about the garlic. We picked the winter garlic. It wasn't as good as it had been the previous year, and I was a bit concerned about the summer garlic as well. It's not as good as it was last year, but it is nowhere near as bad as I originally feared. So that's the good bit of news. Another good bit of news is the cucumbers. Now these are some of the cucumbers that we've had from the greenhouse. We're going to take these back, and we're going to be using them to make a pickle. That has to win the prize for being the world's most ridiculously shaped cucumber. Now, if you follow me this way, David, we'll have a look at some of the other crops that we've had today. Now, this is what I meant about the thinnings. These are our thinnings from the leeks. Really, they should have been thinned out quite some time ago, and we shouldn't have left them so long, but nevertheless we've now done the job. We'll take these back, we'll use them as baby leeks in flans and in soups. I'm going to have a go at making some vegetable stock from the leaves as well. Now, these are the parsnips that I've thinned out also from bed 1 as well. Now, parsnips are one of my favourite foods. Roasted, they're absolutely gorgeous, but they were growing too tightly packed together, and they're actually preventing them from growing properly. So a lot of them have been thinned out now, so what's left in the beds will grow properly. Now, if you remember last month, we were also a bit concerned about the onion crop, and indeed, if we just have a quick look at these here, these are onions that have bolted. That's one of the white ones, and two of the red ones. Now the red onion crop has been pretty well failure, and that's been quite a disappointment because the onions are one of our staple foods, so it's unfortunate that we didn't get much of a crop of them. However, I am pleased to say that actually the white onion crop, again, not as good as we've had in previous years, but actually not as bad as we first thought it was. And just to have a quick look at some of the other things that we've been picking today, here are some of the gherkins that we've picked. A really good crop, the best that we've ever had. And given that our gherkin crop failed completely last year, then we're pleased with this one. In fact, we're having to look around for all sorts of things to make with them. And this today we've also been picking the runner beans for the first time this year. Loads more still to pick, but we're letting them grow a bit more on the plants. Those of you who followed the videos from earlier this year would have seen that we were planting winter cabbages, which were then a complete failure. However, we did then find one that was growing, and after the slugs have had their breakfast, that is all that's left of it, unfortunately. But our main cabbage crop is growing really well, and we are absolutely delighted with that. In fact, we're going to be looking around for all sorts of things to do with cabbages. And finally, for this bit of the video, these are some of the tomatoes that we're getting from the greenhouse. Again, it's a really good crop. The only problem with the greenhouse is that actually it's too small, and it's quite a job being able to get in there once a day to go and water it. But it's been a great boon for us because it's producing some fantastic tomato crops. So that's where we are in mid-August, and all this food will be going back to the kitchen, and you'll be able to watch some of our videos on how we'll be cooking them.